Almost broadcasting live from RiverBender.com, and in just a few short moments, we'll have Roxana's Relay for Life.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our 2020 modified Relay for Life RiverBend. Under the best of circumstances, a cancer diagnosis can be frightening and devastating. Now, as the COVID-19 crisis continues, cancer patients are more vulnerable than ever. Those affected by cancer are counting us to fight this disease, no matter what obstacles stand in our way. Tonight, we will have a modified version of our Relay for Life to honor our survivors and remember our loved ones lost. We do appreciate you attending this event and showing us a critical time. We would like to thank Mrs. Deb Kreisstreicher, Superintendent of the Roxana School District, the Roxana Board of Education, the Roxana staff who helped get things set up, and Debbie Berry at the Roxana Park and Recreation for allowing us to use their facilities this year to make this modified event possible. Finally, we would like to thank our event sponsors for helping us continue our event during this difficult year. Their generous donations are helping to fund cancer research, but they are also doing so much more. ACS has several programs and services available to survivors and caregivers right here in the RiverBend area. You saw signs on the parade route to recognize our sponsors when you drive into the Park and Rec for the Luminaria Ceremony. And now we'd like to take a moment and recognize them individually. RiverBender.com, State Farm, Karen Wilson, Wilson Tree Service, Freer Auto Body, McDonald's East Alton, McDonald's Wood River, UC Bank, CNB Bank and Trust NA, GCS Credit Union, Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery, Midwest Members Credit Union, Ameren, Illinois, FCCLA Alton High School Chapter, North Alton Godfrey Business Council, First Mid Bank and Trust, Los Tres Amigos, First Mid-America Credit Union, Marcone Appliance Parts, Argosy Alton Casino, and our presenting sponsor, OSF Healthcare St. Anthony's Healthcare Center. Please give our sponsors a round of applause for their generous contributions in the fight against cancer. Now, our parade has started over at the Roxana Nazarene Center and will be coming around the corner shortly. As the survivors drive through the parade, we want you to cheer, clap, wave your flags, and show our survivors how much they mean. As the survivors pass under the arch, their name will be read and how long they have been a cancer survivor. Again, as they pass in front of you, do everything you can to show your support and cheer them on. The committee this year decided, after everything that has been going on, that we still had to have a relay and honor our cancer survivors. Because of them, we have hope. And because of them, we will continue to fight year after year, no matter what comes in our way. And believe me, we've had a lot come through our way as a RiverBender. So, be prepared for the cancer survivors to come, and I will be back with their names as they pass through the arch. Thanks again for coming out. Sherry Newby, 21 years. Barb Risky, 5 years. Regina Birch, currently in treatment. Trudy Douglas, 4 years. Evelyn Haynes, 22 years. Leslie Sherburne, 4.5. Barbara Davis, 16. Renee Anderson, 7. Alan Anderson, 7. Sandy Lake, 1.5. Ron Byrne, 6 years. Lynn Coop, 20 years. Kimberly Benton, 4 years. Kim Weaver, 7 years. Karen Peacock, 11 years. Crystal Dolby, 2 years and still fighting. Heather Jones, 9 years. Marlene Griffin, 23 years. Heather Generally, 12 years. Sally Hireman, 21 years. Linda Helena, 22 years. Leslie Wood, 6 years. Jackie Ridgely, 10 months. Norman Angel, 6 years. Brenda Angel, 5 years. Tina Price, 7 years. Stacy Singleton, still fighting in treatment. Debbie Donaldson, 2 years. Kara Cormack, 1 year. Kristen Scoggins, 5 years. Deb Hillier, 2 years. We want to thank all survivors for coming out this evening to celebrate you. You inspire us with your strength and courage. You are the reason we continue to relay. I want to thank Sherry and Nate, our survivor co-chairs, for planning the survivor parade. We are now going to stop our live feed to get set up for our Luminaria portion of our event, which will be done down by the Roxanne High School tennis courts. That ceremony will be live streamed on our Relay for Life RiverBender Facebook page. If you have Facebook and you have not liked Relay for Life RiverBend, please like our page so you can see our Luminaria portion that will be streamed here shortly. We will be right back in about 5 minutes with the Luminaria portion.
Stay tuned, and in just a moment, we'll have words from our Relay for Life organizers. So just stand in front of the tent, and the microphone is right there in that box, and then we'll get the frame set up around you. So you guys are all three to be together in the frame then?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
And there's the microphone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I can just hold it when it's time, I guess. And then we can just, I'll take my, yeah. Okay. Easy enough. Yeah.
Yes.
If I can, I'll text him.
Hey, this is for the so next year we're still out here, right? It's gonna be a party.
Yeah, we're fine. That way she'll be in the shop.
All right.
That's fine.
So we're gonna do the Luminaria, and then the drive-through is gonna be through the park here shortly. Okay. Can you do it on your phone?
Can I go to speak? I'll take my mask down like
Yeah.
this.
have them watch it. Well, we're gonna video them here, then we're gonna stop.
Okay.
We're gonna video down
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
It's fine.
there. Start here. Okay. We're gonna start here. You're gonna
Testing,
talk,
testing.
say that, then you're going to cut the.
Oh. Are you guys ready?
Where it says, not yet. No.
He says no.
Not yet. It says Dave's Luminaria script. Go to those pages.
We will be ready in just a moment to begin the Luminaria ceremony.
Not yet. She's gonna actually start. She's gonna introduce you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I thought so. I didn't think it was quite time yet. So if you're always do how I gotta figure it out.
Oh. Yes. You do that. Live video then. Hold on. Wait till he's ready because it's gonna be live stream. Let me do it. I'll do it. I'm gonna greet everybody and I'm gonna introduce you and then you start.
Okay.
Welcome back to our 2020 Relay for Life Riverbend. We are going to be starting our Luminaria ceremony, and our Luminaria chair, Stephanie Palmer, is going to take it away.
Thank you. Like you said, welcome back. Now we are going to begin our Luminaria portion of the event. To start things off, we would like to introduce our
Test, test, test. Am I on now? Start over again?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back. Now we are going to begin our Luminaria portion of the event. To start things off, we would like to introduce the Garner family from Godfrey, who are going to share their cancer journey story with their daughter, Lexi.
Thank you. As she said, we're the Garners. My name is Jenna. This is my husband, Brian, and our 4-year-old daughter, Lexi. Our story begins in July of 2018 when Lexi was just 2.5 years old. A weekend of unexplained fevers led me to the pediatrician's office that Monday, where Lexi's ear, nose, throat, and urine would all look normal. The pediatrician would tell me that she looked kind of pale, and she would order blood work to see if she could figure out what was wrong and maybe call us in an antibiotic. Hours later, she frantically called me and said that all the numbers from Lexi's labs were extremely, dangerously low and that she had no immune system. She had already called St. Louis Children's Hospital ER ahead, and they would be waiting on us with an isolated room and masks because picking up a virus or an infection with an immune system that low could be deadly. We packed up and raced the 45 minutes from our home in Godfrey straight to the ER at St. Louis Children's Hospital. As soon as we got there, they immediately admitted us to the hematology and oncology floor. They worked throughout Monday night and into Tuesday morning to stabilize her so she could have testing so they could figure out what was going on with her blood. By Tuesday afternoon, they were able to get her stabilized enough to do some procedures under general anesthesia. They decided they wanted to do a bone marrow biopsy and take a sample of bone marrow from her hip, and they also wanted to do a lumbar puncture or a spinal tap and take a sample of cerebrospinal fluid. By Wednesday evening, the lead oncologist would come knocking at our door and lead us down a dimly lit hallway to a conference room where he would sit across from us and tell us the words that no parent wants to hear. Your child has cancer. More specifically, blood cancer, or pre-B-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Things progressed very quickly after that evening. The very next day, they scheduled her for surgery to install a port in her chest and begin intensive chemotherapy immediately. The frontline portion of her chemotherapy treatment lasted from July of 2018 to January of 2019. It consisted of weekly chemo, including IV through her port, sedated lumbar punctures where they inject chemotherapy directly into her spinal fluid, and she also took a mixture of oral chemo and steroids at home. Frontline treatment is the hardest and harshest portion of treatment. They are continuously blasting away at every last cell in her body, trying to find any cancer that might be hiding out somewhere. And the chemotherapy does not differentiate between good and bad cells, so it kills them all. Because of that, she ended up having several inpatient stays in the hospital for fever and low blood counts. And one of those stays ended up being in the pediatric ICU for a bacterial infection. Unfortunately, that means we didn't get to go out much or go anywhere. Now she's in the portion of her treatment that is called long-term maintenance. Long-term maintenance began in February of 2019 and will continue and finish up this October of 2020. Chemo and labs slow down to monthly. She's still getting IV chemo and sedated lumbar puncture chemo. She's also still getting steroids. And now the daily oral chemo happens all the time and twice on Wednesdays. It seems like a long time for treatment. If you count that up, it's 2.5 years. But unfortunately, the difference between adult cancer and childhood cancer is often the rates of relapse. And unfortunately, in Lexi's case, leukemia has one of the highest rates of relapse of all the childhood cancers. So the best chance she has to prevent relapse is to do this maintenance therapy for 2 years. Her first year off of treatment will be critical because that's the time where you have the most chance for relapse, and then each year after that the rate of relapse is significantly less until you get to 5 years off of treatment. And then at that point she will be able to be declared clinically cancer-free. In the meantime, we will gratefully settle for ringing the no more chemo and end of treatment bell at the beginning of October 2020. A few stats to leave you with about Lexi. She's had 2 bone marrow biopsies, 41 IV chemos, 22 sedated lumbar puncture chemos, 49 arm blood draws, not including blood drawn from her port, 2 heart echoes, 2 ultrasounds, 3 chest x-rays, 4 surgeries, multiple blood and platelet transfusions. She lost her hair to completely bald twice. She spent over 35 nights in the hospital. She's had 100 days of steroids, 458 days of oral chemo, and she's fought already for 745 days so far, with several more to go. All this to say, it's very nerve-wracking to hear that your child has cancer. The first thing I did that night when I got her diagnosis while those 2 were sleeping was I wanted to get on my phone and try to find any resources that I could. The oncologist had told us to stay off of Google because it wasn't a good idea. So instead, I thought back to the times that I volunteered with my workplace on the Relay for Life team. And I remember frequenting the American Cancer Society website and seeing that there was a bunch of tabs and things you could click on to learn about childhood cancer. And I was shocked. I was able to learn about the difference between childhood and adult cancer. I was able to learn more about Lexi's specific type of leukemia. I was able to learn about her treatment protocol and the types of chemotherapy that were going to be used. There was even studies published and all the specifics on all the survival rates. It was so amazing to have all these resources at my fingertip in one location. And the best part was all the services for patients and families were free. We are so excited to count Lexi among the survivors here this evening. She is in good company with you all. Your perseverance and determination is nothing short of extraordinary. So thank you to everyone who chooses to help raise money for the American Cancer Society that directly helps families like us. We are honored to share our story with you all this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Garner family, for sharing that amazing story with us. Because of families like you, we must continue the fight each and every day. The Luminaria Ceremony is an opportunity for us to all come together and remember why we're here to Relay for Life. No matter what our experience with cancer has been, we all share the hope that we will one day live in a world where our children and their children will never have to hear the words, "You have cancer." The park circle is illuminated by Luminaria bags. Each one represents a treasured relationship. They represent people, each with a name and a story to tell. They are our loved ones. We remember them, we celebrate them, and we fight back against this disease for them. As these luminaria glow, they represent our shared vision for a cancer-free future. Why do we gather tonight to fight? Because fighting gets results. We see those results every day. If you are a survivor, you see that victory every time you look in the mirror. If you have a loved one who is a survivor, you witness that victory every time you see or speak to that person. This is why we can never give up. In a few moments, we'll read aloud and live stream the names of each person we are honoring or remembering tonight as we continue to fight. Our hope tonight is not just for those whose names we've just read or will read, and it is just for the rest of us here tonight. It is for everyone across the planet. We want to finish the fight. We may not know how long this will take, but we see the advances the American Cancer Society helps bring with groundbreaking research. We see the lives that are being saved, and we will continue to fight on and to relay on. As we proceed around the park circle, I'd like to invite everyone to take a drive following us around the park and look at the luminaria glow. They represent our loved ones. Let each minute that passes be in remembrance of our experiences and those special people we've shared them with, and a step forward in our fight back toward a brighter tomorrow. We will now be taking a short break as we proceed to the park. Thank you.